Giving all praise, honor, glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Rakakadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Red Millstone, and the sincere Shalom to the and that's up there pushing the sincerity and the truth and the sound doctrine. Real quick video. I'm just kind of jumping straight into it. You know, there's a good reason why a lot of you people out there, aren't really in, I would guess, really in camps. I would say so-called, or maybe I can see why you people really don't accept the 100% truth, because, there's this saying, the truth hurts, and it does, right? Even with us, some things we wish we never knew, some things, we get guy on about, and it's just like, so it's a lot, sometimes it does hurt, but as you can tell by the title, man, this is going into that I was offended type spirit, man. I was offended. I was mistreated. You offended me. We had certain people like that in this camp, some years back, and now they're gone because that's the reason, because they were always offended about something. Every week, it was never a go to camp, go home peacefully, man. It was always something, some problem, that somebody called about because they got offended about something, man. And it really wasn't serious, man. But it turned to something serious, because that's a demon that's going around, man. That I'm offended type spirit, man. Okay. So jumping straight into it, this is the book of Ecclesiasticus, or also known as Sirach, chapter 2. All right, verse 13. It says, "Woe to him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not. Therefore shall he not be offended." So if you're faint-hearted, right? If you're faint-hearted, you're not you don't really believe. If you're always offended, you're not going to believe, right? You're not going to have faith. You don't even believe that you're in the 100% truth, right? If you're always offended, obviously somebody you're going to get offended about some things, maybe, but it should never it should never cloud your judgment, so to say, man. It should never get you to the point where you just want to start stuff, you just want to start shit with brothers. It should never get to that point, right? First off, if you're offended, maybe you should start examining yourself before you even go to anybody about that problem. But then that's when you go to that brother. It's like, well, hey, brother, I kind of feel like maybe, but again, man, if that shit happens all too often, man, then you got a problem. You got a problem. I'm always offended. That means we need to start questioning your faith. You need to start questioning your faith if you're always offended. You go for the people on the comment board that, come on there. Look, man, I don't appreciate the way you talk to me. I don't appreciate the way the elder talked to me and stuff like that. I was feel mistreated. I can't believe I was talked to like that. My question is, man, do you have jobs? Did you go to school? Right? Because I'm sure that happens in life. I'm sure. Maybe I missed something, but I'm sure that happens in life. It is things like that happen. I see the difference in that. We're not Edomites. We don't have no professional establishments, signed under Esau Edom, man. So let you be an Edomite. You're not going to have those type comments. Okay? So woe to him that is faint. What does it mean by being faint-hearted? Let's get that real quick. Okay? What does it mean by being faint-hearted? Lacking courage, timid. Okay? Lacking courage, timid. All right? They were feeling faint-hearted at the prospect of war, right? So timid. That's not a safe person to have with you in your camp, man. All right. So you're lacking courage, meaning you lacking faith. That's why I say you need to start questioning your faith. If you're that type of person that I was offended, I'm always offended, or you're always offended. Every time I turn around, man, there's always somebody saying, "Look, man, I was offended." Everybody's always offended, man. Start questioning yourself, then, man. Right? It's the same thing when we get on a woman. When we get on a woman about one of these videos, there's always a select few that'll sit up there and say, well, it's not all of us, it's you brothers too, it's the men too. It's like, well, to whom it apply to? If the shoe fit, you know, so to whom it applies to. That means you really need to start questioning yourself. If you're offended about, let's say I'm talking about homos or some shit like that, right? In the wickedness that they do. Let's say I'm talking about that, right? Uh, if you're getting offended by that, that means you really need to start questioning yourself. You need to look in the mirror, like, okay, right? You need to really start questioning yourself. Again, man, if you're always offended, I was offended. If you on a comment board and you there with these extra long comments, right? And I know that Elder Karatazaba went into it, about this. You on a comment board and you there with these extra long comments, and you get got on by that brother, elder, apostle, whoever, right? And you sit up there and say, well, I was offended. Maybe you shouldn't have talked to me like that. Well, you need to think about, maybe you shouldn't have even been on a comment board leaving these extra long comments. If you're on a comment board, man, all you really need to do, right? All you really need to do is shalom the water. If you want to leave a scripture, fine. Obviously nobody's against that, especially if you're a brother, right? But nobody's against that. But with these extra long comments or whatever, just get off the comment board, man. Don't leave that. I've been in this truth. I've been in this thing damn near 11 years now, man. And I still don't even do that. My comments, every single comment, I don't care who it is, brother, apostle, elder, I don't care who it is. Well, I'm always on there, and when I'm on there, I just say, hey, look, the water for the edification, because it was edifying. You get edified. You there to watch videos to get edified. How you gonna get edified if you constantly leaving crazy comments and talking all the damn time, man? You can't do that. You don't learn like that, right? You don't learn like that. Okay. That's why even when you're in school. Let's get some other scriptures. When you're in school and the teacher's explaining, I'm guilty of this, and the teacher's explaining how to do certain things, and how to solve certain problems, like say math problems or whatever, and you constantly messing around, or you daydreaming, or you talking to your friends or whatever, and you constantly talking, you don't learn. So when the test comes up, you don't know what the hell to do, right? You don't know what the hell to do. It's the worst feeling ever. So then you just start guessing because you don't know what the hell to do, right? So it's the same thing with this, man. You can't learn anything if you leave an extra long comments, and then you turn around and say, well, I was offended. Examine yourself, man. Right? I was offended. Then fix the problem then, man. Fix the problem. You ever think of that? Fix the problem. If you're so offended, fix the problem. All right? 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 3. It says, thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of YAHAWASHI. It said endure hardness as a good soldier for Lord YAHAWASHI. Is enduring hardness always complaining and bitching about you about you being offended? You being I was offended, brother. Okay, what you want us to do about that, man? Fix your problems. I was offended. I was mistreated. Fix the problem then. Okay? Enduring hardness as a good soldier, right? Isaiah chapter 58, verse 1. Okay, it says, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, shew my people their transgression. All right, and the house of Jacob their sins. So we're not worried about you being offended, man. All right. If you're offended, fix the problem. There is be a reason why you're not. Now I get certain situations is kind of uncalled for, and yeah, we all gonna get offended about something, obviously. But like I said, I think I said earlier, it should never ever so-called pretty much cloud your judgment. It should never get you to the point that you're ready to just freak out, man. This brother offended me, like you get ready to fight, man. It should never get to that point, right? It should never get to the point that you're always offended, man. That means, again, you need to start questioning yourself. What am I doing this thing for? You need to start questioning your faith. Really, to be honest, if anybody got somebody like that in that camp, that's a dangerous person to have, man. You know, I ain't gonna lie, man, because some stuff kicks off. You know, they might be the ones to rat you out and shit. Yeah, I'm just playing. You know, but sometimes, hey, you know, it get like that, man. You know, they don't you know they don't stand. You know, they're quick to sell you out. Is pretty much what I'm saying. They've been the ones, you know, on that day, and that's what that's what I was going at. And I wasn't playing because that's what it is. They'll be the ones in that day, you know, that will deliver you up and shit. You know, they'll be the ones, you know, to deliver you up. They say, hey, he didn't take the rice grain, or he didn't take the what they call it, the jump shot. He didn't take it. They be the ones, man. You know, the faint hearted. They be the ones. So it's really dangerous to have somebody like that, man. You know, and I'm always offended and stuff like that, man. Proverbs chapter 27, verse 5. Open rebuke is better than secret love. I ain't pulled that scripture out in a long ass time, man. You know, I ain't pulled that in a long ass time, man. So open rebuke is better than secret love, man. You know, you rather have it that way, man. Right? But if you get offended by that, that means you really don't belong, man. That's what it goes. That's what it boils down to, man. If you're one of those people that are always offended, there's a reason why you get on a comment board to say that. There's a reason why you're not in the 100% truth. There's a reason why you're not even a great millstone in none of these camps, man, because you're always offended. There's a reason why you're sitting there on the comment board, you know, even typing that comment, man. You are where you belong, right? Honestly, to be honest, and like I said, the elder Karatas Abba, he did a video on this already. What I'm getting ready to say, honestly, if you want to if you don't know what the hell is going on, prime example, man. Prime example, if you call me specifically, you call me, get on my comment board and say, you know, something like apostle, elder, they call me apostle, elder, or something like that, right? You should just sit back and don't even leave no comment, and you could avoid all the trouble, man. If you just don't leave no comments, because you don't know what's going on and you really shouldn't have anything to say, right? If you don't know what's going on, stay off the comment board. And a lot of you obviously don't. We had a guy break off from here and started his own thing. He started his own camp, which he is not doing it anymore. But when you looked at his his comment board, it would always be something like, "You should have cut that Edomite harder," you know. "You should have cut him harder." And none of them, you know, did videos or anything like that telling them, "Look, you need to be quiet." You know, don't get on my comment board trying to tell me how to do a prophet's job if you're not even a prophet. But you know what? They did it for the fame, and that's why they're not doing it anymore. I'm not glorifying in it. I'm just saying. So that's like me going to a carpenter, right? And telling him how to do his job. Or I'm looking at a video of a carpenter doing, you know, showing how to do this, like one of those tutorial videos. That's like me saying, no, that's not how you do it. You do this. And I got no experience in carpentry, man. I don't know what's going on. That's pretty much what that is, man. You know? Trying to tell somebody else how to do their job. So you cannot sit up there and tell prophets how to do their job. So really, you shouldn't have anything to say at all. It should never get to the point where I'm offended because you shouldn't have said anything at all. That's why you're offended, man. Because you shouldn't have said anything. You should have just stayed in your place, quiet, right? Just be quiet, and then it wouldn't lead to the point of you being offended. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, 2 Timothy. All right. Wait, did I? Yeah. 2 Timothy chapter 4 verse 2. It says, "Preach the word, be instant in season, out of season. Reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering." And this is why this is one of the other problems that we have, you know, with these other groups out here that sit up there and say, well, GMS, they hate their brothers. Why do we hate our brothers? Because we get on them, but you don't. You don't get on them for when they going off. Why don't you? Right? You see your brothers going off on a Passover, having booties in their faces and shit, right? And you don't say nothing about that. You know, you don't say nothing about that. But when we get on them, we all of a sudden hate our brothers. Why? For actually showing them love, right? Do you realize you just defiled the Lord's path? The Lord will destroy you for that if you don't correct that, right? The Lord will utterly destroy you if you don't correct that. So you trying to save your soul. All of a sudden, we hate our brothers. That's unbelievable, man. That's unbelievable. Reprove, right? And the elder likes going into this too. Let's get reprove real quick. Okay, this is the definition of did I click on reprove? I don't know what I clicked on. To convict, refute, confute, all right. Generally with a suggested of shame of the person convicted. So pretty much it means to shame it says to chasten, to punish by deed. And that's why I said reprove, because you gotta shame, and this is why, do you notice the order it went in? Reprove. Now shaming, right? Rebuke, to show honor to raise the price of, all right, to adjudge award, to sense of merited penalty, to tax with fault rate. Okay, so you see here, this is rebuke, exhort. That's this order that is in is very important, man. All right, it's something that we tend to look over. All right, to call to one side, call for, summon. Okay, to address, speak to, call upon, which may be done in the way of exhortation. All right, entreaty, comfort, instruction. So, to encourage, strengthen. That's exactly. So you have to be. Remember that scripture where it says, you have to be as little children first, and then you have to be nourished up. What do you think this is, man? Reproving, shaming, getting rid of those demons that you had with you. You have to be broken down to a level so then you can listen. Then you get shamed, you get rebuked, which are two pretty much the same, almost the same thing. It's a little different. Then what? Then you get exhorted. Then you get lifted back up. Hey, brother, just next time, do better. We still love you. You know, you're still our brother. You always remember that you're the Prince of Power. Always remember that. Then you lift that brother back up. Because now that that brother got humbled, which is shaming, when you got humbled, now you listen, and now you get built back up. The thing is, the point of this video is you should not be that easily offended, man. If you're that easily offended, you really need to question yourself, man. There's no way you should be that. Every time I turn around, man, somebody's always offended. And it's bad enough that we got to deal with it in this world, man. You say something small. You say something that's not even really offensive. And somebody's always saying, hey, I'm offended. It's bad enough we got to deal with that BS in the world, man. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, they see something in the movie and it's like, well, what are you getting offended by that for? This woke movement and all that BS, man. So it's bad enough we got to deal with that crap in the world, man. But then you gotta deal with it in the truth, man. Where men are supposed to be so-called, and that's why I say watch that manly word, man. And I stick by that, brothers. A lot of you guys out there, man, y'all need to watch that manly word, man. Because we had guys in this camp in the past that dare consider themselves manly and was always offended, man. Was always offended by something, man. They will watch one of our videos and call us, well, look, I was offended. But you call yourself a man. You call yourself manly. You gotta really, man, a lot of people ought to really watch that word, man. Right? Anyway, that's all I got on this, man. You know, shalom.